everybody. Basically, I'm doing a video on my report back from my London treatment. Basically, it went really well. It's taken me a few days to sort of process everything that happened. We did quite a lot. We did a bit of CBT, NLP, and she did hypnotherapy. Yeah, I managed the trip, firstly. Absolutely fine on the boat, absolutely fine on the train, was calm, and just, yeah, I managed to do the trip, which is an amazing achievement for me. Yeah, where do I start? I'm not very good at planning these videos. I sort of just blurt it all out and expect you all to understand my gibberish. Firstly, what did we do? We did this exercise with like a brick and a helium balloon, and she said, right, stand up and close your eyes and put your hand out like that and one hand like that. And she was saying, right, imagine there's a really heavy brick on your hand. Visualize the texture of it, the colour of it, everything about this brick. And I started to feel really heavy. It started to feel heavy in my hand, like, oh my god, like there is an actual brick in my hand. And then she was like, right, imagine that I'm putting another brick on top. And suddenly, like, my hand went down like that. And I'm like, my arm is really killing me at this point. I'm like, oh my god, my arm is really hurting. And she's like, imagine there's a helium balloon tied to your thumb. And it's lifting your thumb up, and then I felt really light. It was just so bizarre. And basically, the idea of the exercise is to basically see how powerful your subconscious mind is. Because basically, you're subconsciously thinking there's a brick in your hand and there's a helium balloon tied to your thumb. So therefore, your body reacts like there's a brick and a helium balloon in your hand because your subconscious is telling you that there is. So I started to get the sensations of actual brick in my hand and a helium balloon tied to my thumb. It was so bizarre. And she was like, that's how powerful subconscious is. Although, your subconscious is thinking there's a brick in your hand, there's a helium balloon tied to your thumb, doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. It's like with, I suppose with my emetophobia, because for example, I feel sick, my subconscious is telling me I feel sick, I'm getting the sensations of feeling sick, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm unwell. So it's sort of just putting that into practice. And we did a bit of NLP, which is basically, I sort of led there, and she was like, right, make yourself feel really, really anxious. So I got the sensation fairly quickly, as you can imagine. And she was just like, right, where is your sensation? I said, well, it's in my stomach. And she said, right, imagine you're taking that sensation out of your stomach and putting it into your hand. And with that, I took it out, and it just disappeared. The sensation went away. And I felt a real heavy sort ofness in my hand. And she was just like, what colour is it? What does it look like? What's it trying to do? And basically mine was sort of reaching out like this. It was black, and it was sort of just like wriggling, and it was sort of reaching out. I had hands, and it was reaching out, going like this. She's like, what does it want to do? And I said, well, this sensation just wants to relieve itself. It just wants to get it out. So she said, right, just let it do what it needs to do in your hand, and suddenly it will change into something positive. So suddenly, like this shape turned pink. It sounds bizarre. I sound like I was on drugs or something. I wasn't. It's just such a, it's the power of the mind. And it just went pink, and it was a happy feeling, and it was, very bizarre. And she was like, where do you want this sensation? I was like, oh, I want it in my chest. So she was like, right, visualise putting it in your chest. So I put it in my chest. And I felt like this, like, sort of relaxation come over me. It was very, very weird. And then she did some hypnotherapy with me. Basically talking about the inner child, and sort of I said that I kind of feel like I rely on others to make me feel better, And she said, you know, use your inner child to make yourself feel better. So when you're feeling down or you're feeling anxious or anything, that's your inner child speaking. So therefore you've got to comfort your inner child and tell yourself, it's like telling yourself, you know, it's okay, it's alright, you'll be fine, you know, and sort of comforting your inner child. Obviously there's a hell of a lot more, it was a 2-hour session, but I'm just telling you sort of the basics that helped me. And there was one thing that she said, oh my god, it's completely escaped me. Hang on. No, I can't think. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, I try and think of everything and then it just completely disappears. I'm going to remember it in a minute. And it's actually something really useful that made me think that it was, you know. No, can't remember. I'm going to have to put it in the next video or something. But yeah, those were the sort of main things. It's sort of helped me. Like I've taken a while, you know, she said it would take a while for you to sort of feel better, but I haven't, you know, felt depressed for the past couple of days. I mean, which I think is extraordinary because I usually, every day, I get waves of feeling like, oh my god, I feel really down. But I haven't had that. I haven't had those feelings the past couple of days. I felt alright. Oh, I know what it was! I know what it was! It's about basically accepting that you've, accepting that you feel uncomfortable, but I can't explain it. Like, for example, on the way back, it was a really packed train. Like, all the trains were delayed because, unfortunately, someone had got hit by a train on one of the lines. All the trains were delayed, and basically everybody was, you know, crammed onto this train, and I felt really, really claustrophobic. I felt really uncomfortable, and basically, you know, I just tried to tell myself that, you know, this is what I was taught in my sessions, in my session with her, that basically just because, you know, you suffer from anxiety disorder doesn't mean that in this situation you're going to be anxious, because anybody would be anxious in that situation. Anybody would be really uncomfortable being on a packed train and feeling quite claustrophobic and stuff. But you've got to tell yourself that it's okay to feel that way. Like, I was telling myself on the train when I was on this packed train, I was like, I feel really anxious, I feel really claustrophobic, I feel really panicky. But then I told myself, actually, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with feeling uncomfortable. You know, because anybody's going to feel uncomfortable in a situation. So I was accepting the fact that it was okay to feel uncomfortable. And then I started to calm down. I don't know if I've explained it well. But yeah, just accepting that in certain situations you're going to feel anxious, you know, you're going to be fearful, and accepting the fact that that's, you know, natural. So yeah. So it's been really, really successful, really good. I thoroughly recommend it. Just, yeah. I've got another session at the end of September and another one at the beginning of October because the lady's going on holiday, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, it was really good. So that's my report from my trip to London. So I hope you find it useful. I hope I'm not talking too much gibberish. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Yeah. So I'll report back when I have a bit more news. I'm not sure when that will be. Probably in a few weeks' time after I've spoken to the doctor and stuff, and I've got a bit more to update you with. So I hope you're all well, and I will speak to you soon. So take care. Bye.